Doug Eblinch joins us from Webster Thomas High School with Christopher's Challenge Bone Marrow Drive this morning. Good morning, Doug.
Good morning, Norma.
Yeah, there's a big push to get folks to come on out and get tested, right?
Yes, and it's really a pretty simple process, and we'll talk about that this morning. I want to first draw your attention to the energetic, mostly high school students who have come out here this morning to make noise.
The key is energetic.
Yeah, that actually wasn't all that good, but we're going to work on them. We're going to work on them this morning. Now, this whole thing going on this weekend, and we'll give you all the details, and we'll have them on 13wham.com as well, is the work of Megan Haskins. This is her senior project, and she needs it to complete her education here at Webster Thomas. And, Megan, it's quite true that if this doesn't go well this morning on television and doesn't go well this weekend in terms of registering bone marrow donors, you might not graduate. Is that correct?
It's possible.
I'm just kidding, of course. Tell me what's going on this weekend. Saturday and Sunday here at Thomas, people can come here and do what?
You can come and get tested to be put in the National Bone Marrow Registry, and there is a basketball tournament for youth here, and there's also a silent auction going on right here at Thomas.
So it's raising money for the registry, and it's also adding more people who are potential donors for the registry.
Yep.
And this is your senior project. Please help Megan Haskins graduate from Webster Thomas. If you don't help, she might be stuck here another year.
Well, that certainly is a plea that will get a lot of people's attention. There they go. I don't know, Doug, that was still a little anemic. I think we need to get them going a little bit more, but I'm sure that will change this morning, I have no doubt.
But first, we're going to check in with Doug Eblinch. Good morning, Doug.
Hey, Doug.
Good morning, Holly. Good morning, Norma. Bone Marrow Drive this weekend at Webster Thomas, and we're going to tell you all about it, how you can be part of this and help join the registry. But you know what? I got to say one thing. Norma Holland, Mr. Walker, former English teacher at Bishop Kearney High School, now the principal at Webster Thomas, he says that you have a paper still due.
Oh, my goodness, Mr.
Lord of the Flies paper, Norma. You didn't hand that in to me.
Oh, no. Mr. Walker.
She's working on it on her
Norma,
laptop right now.
For goodness sake, get the paper in, and then you can graduate.
Oh, my goodness. You mean I didn't graduate from high school all this time? I thought I did. Mr. Walker, he was my track coach, too, in high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mr. Walker was a funny guy.
Doesn't Doug kind of look like he's one of the high school students this morning?
He kind of does. He's all like
trendy with his outfit there. I don't know what's going on.
He's hip. He's hip, you know. He's cool. He's hot, you know.
Like, which one is the reporter in that one? All right, Marty's here with the check of the forecast for today. Time now to check in live with Doug Eblinch from Webster Thomas High School this morning.
That's right.
Where they have a very serious problem with counting. This is a pickup 10-on-10 game of basketball. I've never seen anything quite like it. Normally, I think there's supposed to be 5 per side. But anyway, we're here because this weekend there's something very important going on, and it's all going to center around a basketball tournament, a youth basketball tournament that's happening here at Webster Thomas and in a few other buildings. But more important than that is the Bone Marrow Drive and the fundraising that's going to go on at the same time. And it all is for Christopher's Challenge. And this is the mother of Christopher, who is now, what, 20 years old?
Chris is 20 years old.
And tell me the Christopher story and the Reader's Digest version.
Chris was diagnosed with acute leukemia when he was 8 years old. He relapsed a year later when he was 9 and had a bone marrow transplant here at Strong when he was 10 years old.
Had he not been able to get that bone marrow transplant, he would not be a student at St. John Fisher right now. He wouldn't be with us, would he?
Our outcome would be very different if he didn't have a transplant.
It's really been a lifesaver for so many people. And the bone marrow registry is important. Why?
Once a patient is identified as having a transplant, if their sibling is not a match, the only other option is to get a donor match from the National Marrow Donor Program. So it's important that as many people get in there so the patients do have a second chance and have an option for a transplant.
You might save a life. Well, Megan Haskins has made this her senior project, and so you're organizing this weekend. Tell me when it's going on and what people have to do to get here.
Well, there is a youth basketball tournament that will be taking place right here, and there's also a bone marrow drive right in the cafeteria, and there's also a silent auction, and all you have to do is come to the cafeteria and get tested for your bone marrow, and all it is a simple mouth swab in the inside of your cheek.
Yes, you told me Cindy Fuller, who is a cancer survivor and a family friend, is somebody who is a mentor to Megan. You've known her for a long, long time.
I have, since she was a little girl.
Yeah. Tell me about the process of getting on the register. It's pretty simple, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a 10-minute medical history that you fill out, and then it is basically just a cotton swab in your mouth. Very easy.
And as somebody who just finished chemo, how important is this work to you?
It's really important. I've been on Christopher's Challenge for 10 years, and it's really important to me, and especially Chris's mom. I just want to note that Christopher's Challenge is paying the fee. There's a fee to be put onto the National Marrow Registry, and we're paying that fee, so it's free this weekend.
So some of the money raised by the basketball tournament will go to Christopher Challenge, help offset that. So, okay, we're going to have more throughout the morning about the process, about Christopher's Challenge, and about 10-on-10 basketball.
When you think about it, it's so easy to do. You go there, you get the swab of your cheek, and you could save a life from it.
You answer a few questions. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Doug.
Maybe it really is as easy as they say it is. It really is. I'm Norma Holland.
And I'm Holly Maynard. We have more on our top story this morning coming up in just a moment. We are talking about a jobs report coming out today. As you can imagine, it does not look good. And meteorologist Marty Snyder is going to join us in just a bit. But first, Doug Embledge is live at Webster Thomas High School this morning for something called Christopher's Challenge.
Christopher's Challenge is an organization that gets people on the bone marrow registry. It is so important to do that because if you are diagnosed with a disease that requires a bone marrow transplant, there's a 7 in 10 chance you will not find a match in your own family. So you're going to need the love, the help, the donation of a stranger to survive. That's what we're going to be doing this weekend here at Webster Thomas High School. We'll tell you more about it coming up.
Thank you, Doug.
Thanks, Doug. Okay. Doug Embledge is live at Webster Thomas High School this morning. And before we went to break, Doug, I saw you pointing to those Boston Celtics tickets.
Well, here's the deal. I mean, there's a bone marrow registry going on this weekend where people can come in and they don't have to pay anything to become a potential bone marrow donor and, in the process, potentially save someone's life. Now, the deal is, though, every time someone registers for the bone marrow registry, it costs $52. Is it $52? $52. Christopher's Challenge is an organization that helps pay that bill. So one of the ways they're raising money, in addition to registering potential donors this week, where are the Celtics tickets? Did you guys lose them? Celtics that we lost. Oh, we thought. Sorry. Anyway, those Celtics tickets are going to be raffled off this weekend, and that will help raise money for Christopher's Challenge. The centerpiece of all this is my friend Megan Haskins, a senior here at Webster Thomas, and you put this together for your senior project. You're expecting a whole bunch of people here for both the basketball tournament and to go in the other room there and just answer some questions, get the swab on their cheek, and that registers them. Yeah. That puts them on the registry. Is that correct?
We're hoping for a lot of people, for a good turnout.
Now, you've got some volunteers coming out, do you?
Yes.
Yeah? Oh, here are the tickets. Here are the Boston Celtics tickets. Right. They're going to be raffling those off, which will be a real nice thing, too. That'll raise some money for Christopher's Challenge. You got some volunteers here. Are these some of your closest friends?
Yes. Yeah. I got some friends to come out this morning nice and early to help me.
And you're going to be here this weekend?
Yes, I am.
Helping out, volunteering?
Yep.
Can you say anything nice about Megan at all?
She's a really positive person, and she's a hard worker, so she's done a good job with her project.
Okay. And you guys are going to be here this week? You're going to be here this weekend,
I'm going to be here this weekend, too.
Okay. Working hard?
Yeah.
Okay. And what are you going to do this weekend? Do you know yet? You're just going to show up?
I'm going to show up.
Just like you did this
morning.
Work
hard, yeah.
And you're the one who I think is the most potential trouble for Megan. Because I was going to ask you questions about her, and she says, please don't answer any of them.
Probably.
So, yeah. All right. What's your name?
Michelle.
Michelle. All right. Watch out for Michelle if you come out this weekend. I want to tell you something about the bone marrow registry. There are some 30,000 people in this country who are in need in some way because of a fatal blood disease, a potentially fatal blood disease, as children and adults. Bone marrow transplant is their only hope for survival. Nearly 70% cannot find matches in their own families, and they do look to the National Marrow Donor Program for help. Coming up at 6:45 this morning, we're actually going to go through the process, talk about how easy it is, what kind of questions do you have to answer, and what do you have to do beyond that to potentially save someone's life. All coming up at about 20 minutes from now.
All right, thanks, Doug.
I think back to what I did when I was a senior in high school, and I'm so impressed with what Megan is doing, because
good for her.
It's having much more of an impact than anything I did. We'll be right back with your top stories of the morning.